Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Jesleal in this incarnation. So today I'm going to talk about manipulation and the types of manipulation. I'm going to include narcissists and psychopaths because I already told you in many videos that we have this big lesson with them, with the souls. They are souls that are at service of darkness, and they are helping us to evolve. So in a very, very high vision, we can be thankful for this service, but it's important to know how to operate with them. And I'm not saying you have to thank for that if you don't feel it, because that's a very, very, very big process. It was a very long process for me. I already told you that I had many experiences with them. I was in a relationship with one once, and I had them as friends, as bosses, as I even met kids. So I think life wanted to show me how psychopaths and narcissists operate in order to transmit this. And I don't feel anything about them anymore, but I really wanted to explain how they act and how they can manipulate us. But it's important to say that we have this capacity to. We are not people that are. If someone can manipulate us, it's because they saw the wound, they saw the switch, how they can manipulate us. So if we react, or if that manipulation are causing something inside, we have to look at that wound, of course. And no, it doesn't care if we are talking about a narcissistic person or if we are talking about an empathic person. If we are surrounded by someone that is constantly using this kind of behaviors, I don't think we have to put our energy there. This is very important. It doesn't care if that person is a narcissist or not. Using constant manipulation, it's acting in an egoistical way. It's about egoistical desire behind, because I am trying that someone do something that I want, and that's selfish, simply. And I am saying this because everybody can manipulate. I did it myself when I was a very unconscious person, and I had to discover the subtle ways that manipulation can that we can act that way. So it's very important to detect first the manipulative actions in ourselves, because it's going to be much easier. When we are recognizing our own shadow, it's so much easier to recognize the shadow on others. And it's very visible, I can assure you. So it's very important to detect these dynamics in ourselves, because if we are surrounded with manipulative people, it's because we have that too inside. We are not putting health boundaries, actually. But I'm going to explain that certainly many people can do this in an unconscious ways. They are not doing this because they are bad or something, but it's important to take to be aware of this and to stop those dynamics, because we are basically in power struggle. We are trying to steal the energy, and the other person is trying to do that same way. So every time we are trying to steal energy from other people, it's because we are not able at that moment to give that energy to ourselves, to give us that energy on our own. So the first one I'm going to talk about is coercive manipulation, and this kind of manipulation has this hidden threat and not that hidden, and it's very important to detect. For example, a phrase that could represent this is, if you keep behaving like this, nobody's gonna love you, for example. That's a manipulative phrase, and even if we are not acting the best way, that's not a good way to approach someone in order to understand what is really happening and why that person is acting in a bad way or in an egoistical way. I'm going to explain then how we can approach someone. Of course, the confrontation with people, it's only with empathic people, because if we are dealing with narcissists or psychopaths, the only way to operate is contact zero. I mean zero. We are not talking to them. We block them from every social media app. We don't read their messages. Contact zero. And if we find them in the street for whatever reason, we don't show any emotion, and we try to get away from that situation as fast as we can. No emotions, no contact. That's the only way with narcissists and psychopaths. There's no point in confronting them, because they always put the responsibility in the other person, the empathic person. So they don't have the capacity of do self-criticism. So, okay, coercive manipulation, I'm going back to that. I'm going to put another example that happened to me a few weeks ago from, I think it was a subscriber of my Spanish channel. It's not a person that I have a relationship with, but of course I didn't answer this email. This person sent me an email telling me something like this. It was like, you're not going to be a communicator who tells the truth if you don't speak about this thing. So I, of course, don't like at all that kind of dynamics, and I even didn't respond to that. So these kind of things are coercive manipulation, and we don't have to allow them at all. Okay, let's continue. There's other type that it's called victimism, and this one I think everybody can fall in this, you know. This is something that when we are very unconscious, we can use it a lot. And of course, narcissists, they use it all the time. So victimism has to do with, for example, if I'm going to put an example with my own life, but if I'm acting in a bad way with someone, and that person confronts me and tells me this thing, I don't know, this thing you did, it's not good, or I don't know, you acted in an immature way, I don't know, and I said, oh, okay, but I went through abuses, sexual abuses, and my father abandoned me, and I started to explain all the traumas in my life. So there's no justification in hurting others, there's no justification, and it's important if that other person, if it's something that if it's someone that is doing that, that we let them know that there's no justification, and that their acts have consequences. And if it is an empathic person, if that person is not able to do a self-criticism, retire the energy from that relationship, because if it is an empathic person, that's what gonna help to them to see that there are consequences, and that they have to face it, because many people can do harm. You know, many of us could harm others in unconscious ways, but it's important to take conscious, because if we are not aware, we're going to repeat. And if we really want to help other person to take accountability of that, we have to show them. So victimism, it's not something good. It's not something good, and this happens a lot. For example, in couples. I'm going to put another example. Like, let's suppose I have a partner, and my partner went back home an hour late from their job, and I decided to cook a meal, but I didn't ask him if he wanted that meal, and he, for example, he got an hour late. So when he got home, I just got totally mad, and I said, "You didn't tell me that you got that you were going to got home an hour late, and I cooked this meal for you, and I always do those things that you don't value." For example, no, this is something that totally happens in relationships when we are projecting our lack. And we didn't have this agreement of have dinner together, you know. Maybe it's something normal that happens normally, but he said, okay, but I had a problem in my job, so I had to come back an hour late. This is a type of manipulation, because I did something that nobody asked me to do. And I am trying to, you know, bring a situation of drama in order to make him to do something that I want. In this case, it's important to be in agreement, and with every relationship actually. So what we are, if we are planning something if I am planning something for the both of us, it's important to ask the other person if that's the plan that they want, that they actually want. And when we are in this kind of dynamics, it is because we are in the power struggle, and we are projecting our lack, our emptiness, and we are not able to give the energy to ourselves on our own, you know, because we are fighting for the energy. And this is very, very common. I saw this in many relationships, and that's what I'm saying this. And at the end, it's very exhausting. We finally run out of energy. So it's very important to detect this on time in order to change it. And of course, if it's a relationship, the both of the people, both of them will have to be willing to change it. We cannot change dynamics on our own when we are having a bond with someone. So I am going to talk about other type of manipulation, which is minimize our feelings. And this one is something that narcissists do and psychopaths do a lot. For example, if I am saying this thing you did, and this is I'm going to make a stop here, because I said before that there's ways to approach people. For example, if I really want to my partner, for example, understand something that hurt me, it's not I mean, we don't have to approach them like you did this because you know. For example, let's go back to the example of the dinner. You came back home later and you didn't text me because you don't care about me. I am attacking them. So it's different if I'm saying, for example, I felt sad when you came back home later and I cooked this meal and you didn't text me to tell me that you were coming later. So we are activating empathy in the other person, because if it's our partner and loves us and really loves us, he won't like us to be sad, you know. So it's different to express things how I'm feeling right now and not attacking the person. This is very important in relationships, just to be understood, you know, and just to propose new dynamics. But with narcissists and psychopaths, they always minimize the feelings. So they could say, you're overreacting, you're always so sensitive, you're always, it's like they got in that kind of answers. But empathic people can do this too, because many times we can maybe we are confronting them with something that makes them feel very guilt, and guilty sometimes could feel very heavy. I don't think guilt it's very useful, you know. I think the only way we can approach things is responsibility, but many people can feel that, and because of the the heaviness of guilty, they will try to avoid responsibility. So they can act like minimizing our feelings too. But again, it doesn't care if we are dealing with narcissists or empaths. It's important to not allow this kind of dynamics to others and to ourselves too. And the last one that happens a lot with narcissists too, it's the excessive flattery. If someone flatters a lot without even knowing us, it's a red flag for me, because, well, narcissists, what they do, it's like excessive flattery at the beginning. This cycle it is called love bombing, and then it could be 2 weeks, 1 month. It's not too much time. They totally got to the criticism way, so they use it as a reward or as a punishment to manipulate us. But many people can do this too. So excessive flattery, it's something that, of course, if we are caught in this, it's because of our ego. I think in this process, when the more we heal, the more we detach from flattery or criticism, and we start to take accountability of our virtues and of the things we have to, we can get better, because there will be always things that we can refine. This is eternal. So other thing that it's linked to me with excessive flattery is seduction. For example, you are the best doing this, and telling someone that just to make them to do that. That's kind of a manipulation, and I don't think it's good, because it comes from an egoistical desire. So it's important to say again that if someone can manipulate us, it is because our wounds, and we have to detect that in ourselves, and that way we're going to detect manipulations in ourselves, in the people that are surrounding us, and we will be able to stop that kind of dynamics. So I'm ending the video here. Thank you, everybody. See you tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.